I'm spending the afternoon here at Rex Bionics, and we're gearing up for some serious testing of their bionic legs. They've been put through their paces for years of development, and no one has spent more time in the Rex than this guy right here.
So Andrew, this is Jared. Jared, meet Andrew.
Hey Jared, what's going on?
Jared has been in a wheelchair for 5 years. He didn't want to share with us how he got there, but I do know his injuries were so severe he spent 2 months in intensive care. Tough stuff. Before the Rex, he had completely given up.
The first time you got into this thing, how'd it feel? Were you a little leery about it?
A little wary about standing up again after so long sitting down.
Remember what I said about the health benefits? After his accident, Jared had terrible back problems. Walking in the Rex fixed that. And that wasn't all that happened. Walking in the Rex also improved his circulation, which led to something completely unexpected.
Smelly feet again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean smelly feet again? When you're in the chair, you're not...
You don't have good circulation, your legs are cold, your feet are cold.
That is a huge benefit. I think we've got to put that in the marketing plan. It was a whole new perspective then? Like the first time that you're just standing up, you're like, wow, I'm tall?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even though I'm not, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is awesome.
The Rex gave Jared a new lease on life. He started driving 4 hours to walk for just 1.
As a person without the use of your legs, what was the hardest thing for you the first time you got into it?
Getting out.
Jared was so reluctant to leave the Rex, Richard decided to stop asking and instead gave him a job.
So physiologically, stairs are the enemy, right? This is the battle right here. So it's going up to its maximum height, and then it's going to kick in and make sure that there's enough depth.
Yep. So it didn't even kick that front stair because it's got plenty of depth there.
It measured and determined that's a good balance point.
That's good
right
enough
there.
depth there, yep.
Do you know what's about to freak me out? You're going to go back down backwards, right? So are you stretching entirely different muscles now? Like, are you feeling that in the front of your leg and into your hip and everything?
Yeah.
Jared is also an engineer, and he's tricked out his Rex to do something that no one else's can do.
So this is the dynamic stair climb. So the right foot comes up the same way it would have in the last stair climb that I saw?
Yeah, it looks exactly the same as the last stair climb.
But he's going to skip this step with the left foot, right?
Yep, he's not going to plant the left foot, he's going to bring that up to the next step.
Stairs, done and done. Now it's on to the hardest challenge for the Rex, the ramp.
So why is the ramp going to be more difficult than the stair?
You've got to make sure the machine's more steady, you've got to make sure the user's more steady, and you're just calculating all the time what the next step's going to be.
This is the Rex's brain put to its max.
At its max, yes.
Climbing stairs is fairly straightforward algorithm-wise because the foot travels equidistant lengths and remains parallel to each step's surface. On a slope, the foot can be in an infinite number of angles. This means each time the Rex takes a step, it's calculating 1,000 different variables to make sure the stride length is the right one to maintain balance.
So he really wants to concentrate when he's on a slope because if he starts wiggling the machine around, it's going to get a false reading on the angles. So he can start to give it wrong information. You can get away with that on the flat, you don't get away with it on slopes, you know.
I'm not going to disturb you then, Jared.
If Jared leans too much one way or the other, the calculations the Rex is making go out the window.
And there we go. So you'll see there, because he took a funny step, it will miscalculate the next angle.
You know what? It's time to shake these legs outside the lab. And despite the Rex's limitations, Jared is up for my challenge.
What do you say we take this out into the real world without Papa Bird here hanging onto the back of us?
Yeah, that's right, baby. We're going to the mall.
What is this?
That's lunch.
You got it down here with the rusty drill bits.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have drill bits.
Yeah, sure.
Jared got the short draw, but he focuses on the positive. His beautiful fiancée back in Rotorua and the Rex. And here at the Westfield Albany Shopping Center, he's focused on strutting his stuff.
This is the part that amazes me every time.
Amazes me too, never get used to it.
Do you ever worry about falling, or are you pretty much used to it now?
No, everyone falls over. You must fall over from time to time too, eh?
Yeah, I do a lot. Usually a fair bit of alcohol involved. I'm way more nervous than you, Jer. Why is that?
I don't know. Nothing to be nervous about. We're just walking up some stairs.
Yeah?
Just walking up some stairs.
Everyday thing.
Yeah, sure. A paralyzed guy walking up some stairs. It's an incredible feat, but as we've seen, the Rex isn't quite a miracle machine just yet. One step that it can't compute, even on the stairs, which Jared is so good at, and it will stop and fall.
Gotcha.
Let's try that again.
What do you think that thing would cost?
$50,000.
50,000? I was gonna say even more. What do you think?
90,000?